Morning guys! Today we're going to take apart a 1960 Stratocaster.
Single line Klusons, metal washers on the inside, and they're not that thick, so those are original. Those are not repros.
So once we take this off, we can see that it's two different colors. That tells me this is old, so that's good news. Usually most 50-year-old Stratocasters are missing this piece. This is also good news because that's coming out nice and easy. A lot of time you'll see people just keep cranking it down over time to get it tighter and tighter, and then eventually these threads start to strip, but these are pretty good. This is the right size for that era also.
All the screws and springs look to be legit. None of them are mismatching in color.
Even corrosion on all of them. Alright, so let's find some dates. Oh, that's some good news. It's not traced over or anything. This is also a good spot to check for refinish, because usually when you refinish a guitar, you strip it and sand it, you're not going to bother doing the routes and everything. So you want to see any differences in the glow, which I don't, so that's good news. I didn't think this guitar was refinished anyway. I mean, look at it. That's better than any relic job you'll see. So that's good news too. You see that this looks like a two-tone Sunburst, but that there's red under this neck plate. So that tells you that, you know, this is one of the early red dyes that were very photoreactive. So no paint stick neck pocket yet. That doesn't happen for another 2 years. No neck date, which tells us that this neck's probably from the curse word era of '59. That's not uncommon for parts to be a year off from one another, especially since the body dates to early 1960. There's no patent numbers under there yet, so. And it passes the blacklight test. Usually when you see a lot of excess orange, you'd associate that with overspray, but you can also associate it with smoke. So when you see burn marks up there in an orange headstock, you shouldn't be too scared. This neck looks worn, not sanded. You can also see that there's spots of finish under the black light. So it's nice and evenly worn and played throughout, you know, its entire existence. This neck's in really good shape. So I'm looking for finish on the side of the fretboard to tell me if these frets have been replaced or not. There's noticeable pitting on the fretboard, and it corresponds to the wear on the frets. I did get to play this guitar earlier through an amp. You can still play it, but it's got some expected wear for a guitar that's this old. Looks like the nut is definitely original, and there haven't been any repairs to it. That discoloration is just from rust and smoke. So if the nut's original, the frets are probably original too. Usually once you get to a fret job, your nuts had quite a bit of wear there too, and your luthier will recommend you replace it. Alright, that's what we like to see. So those are untouched. For whatever reason, that seems to be the most common solder joint touched up in a vintage Stratocaster. That's the correct capacitor, and this is a three-way switch. Alright, pot dates. 304, 59, 48. Made it in there just before the solder joint. And the Strat's on a roll! Now my favorite part. We're going to remove, maybe not remove, but we're going to unscrew carefully a couple of covers to make sure that the pickup windings are original. Because if they've been rewound, they'll be a much brighter copper. That is the color we are looking for. You can see how the copper, it's not completely bright, but it's still orange. But you can see some dirt and corrosion in there. You have to be really careful when you're doing this because these are some of the most fragile and expensive pickups on the market. These are sandcast magnets, so you never ever want to adjust your pole pieces by pushing them in and out. It'll break the windings and then you're pretty much destroying a $600 pickup. You can see that the single coil routes are nice and round. Later on in the 60s or 70s they became very square, and then there's that nice round route to accommodate the wire. And then once again you can see that it's a different color. It's a little more red under this pick guard than there is here. So there we go, 3 spokes. I didn't doubt these weren't original. I mean, same color as the pickup covers, and even the pick guard screws are original on this thing. So there we go, guys. 100% original 1960 Stratocaster. Thanks for watching.